I was delighted to attend a conference with, here we go, Dr. Edward Hallowell. Uh, Fascinating book. And I was there with 6,000 other people. And Dr. Hallowell started by asking us a few questions and to raise our hand if we resonated with any of these. So a few of his questions were, do people tell me I'm lazy? Am I disorganized? Well, there goes my hand. Do you hate following instructions? There we go. Can you spend hours on things that interest you? Yep. Are you the odd one out in groups? Yep. Were you the odd one out in school? Yep. Did you not make the best grades? Well, I just left my hand up. Do you think you were, did I think I was stupid? Well, I looked around. Everyone else was looking around. Everyone else had their hands up. So Dr. Ned, as he likes to be referred to, said, congratulations, you're all ADHD. Well, before I ever knew what ADHD was, I just thought there was something wrong with me. I couldn't do things that everyone else seemed to manage so easily, including my brother, who effortlessly made straight A's all through school. Next. So I thought I was actually invisible when I was a child. I didn't fit in anywhere except at my grand's, where I could be in my own world, my creative world. So we see these two children here, same situation, same environment, but their brain is responding differently for a different outcome. So as we know so much more now, let's take a closer look at what many experts are referring to as ADHD, or is it high IQ, genius, or excuse? Dr. Hallowell has renamed ADHD VAST for variable attention stimulus trait. What we're talking about here is not a deficiency, not a disorder. I want to rip that label off right now. When we look at the concept of different wiring, we see variable attention means our attention is drawn to high stimulus activities, sort of like listening to a frequency that no one else can hear. Stimulus trait highlights the innate need for novelty, and that's uniqueness or excitement. I'll be 75 in a couple of months, and I learned only last year what a novelty brain is. I'm beginning to understand myself as well as people around me. And the ADHD brain cannot concentrate on boring tasks. Boring. I can't tolerate being bored. I'd rather be exhausted than bored. This is what made me think I was stupid. And energy consumption varies in different parts of our brain. Today, the problem is the medical model is all about what goes wrong. And then they try to fix it with a drug, hence the labels. Next. So trouble organizing stuff. Well, I say find a method that works for you. My daughter puts everything away. Where is away, I say? Albert Einstein and I like to file things vertically. We know what is in each stack of stuff, so just don't touch it. The desk on the right is my daughter's desk. How can you do anything? I mean, it's just boring. Anyway, clues to know that you might be in the ADHD club: tend to be a pioneer. Are you original? You don't follow the crowd. Are you generous with time and talents? Are you gifted, strong-willed, spirited, a dreamer? Intuitive, prophetic, inventive, curiosity-driven. Oh, that is so me. Do you think outside the box? I live outside the box. Are you a self-starter with a Ferrari engine for a brain and bicycle brakes? So inconsistent attention can lead to inconsistent performance, but let's look at some tips that can help us. Next. So how do you strengthen the brakes? Well, exercise is one good way. Sometimes I'll go for a half hour, an hour brisk walk just to use up my physical and mental energy so I can calm myself down. Also, meditation and prayer helps to calm and focus the mind. And nutrition is a must, a whole foods diet. No junk food for this brain. We must support our neurotransmitters. And toxins are a huge enemy to our body for many reasons. With 80% of our neurotransmitters in our gut, as well as the majority of our serotonin and dopamine being in our gut, we need to focus on avoiding and detoxing toxins. My message, as I mentioned at the beginning for 2026, is know what's in the end of your fork. I've been speaking publicly about glyphosate for about 10 years. Glyphosate, which is sprayed on our food, unless you know otherwise, destroys the vitamins, the minerals, and the amino acids in our food, as well as destroys our front line of defense, which is our immune system. 2 decades ago, we were exposed to about 85,000 toxins. Now, that figure is over 300,000 toxins. Next. So let's look at our vampires. Our energy is a big clue to avoid energy slumps. Be selective. Don't use all our energy going in the wrong direction. Stay calm in a crisis. Have one or more creative outlets. Helps to avoid frustration. And as much as I was looking forward to the holidays recently, I knew I needed a project to work on in my own time. I was going to be pulled in so many different directions like we all are. So I had a watercolor painting to work on and an exciting, thick book to read. And worry. Don't worry alone. Good worry leads to problem solving. Bad worry paralyzes and depresses. Toxic worry is from wrong information. Get good information from good sources. And when Phil and I are brainstorming, we just finish one another's sentences. We're so energized by the end of it. Find someone like that. And reality. Reality doesn't matter. It's how you feel about it. If the plan doesn't work, revise it. Life is revising plans. And some ways forward. We'll write down a task on a designated quick tasks list, maybe a designated notebook to avoid papers and lists everywhere. This frees up working memory, stops interruptions, and builds mental space for bigger things. And schedule specific times to review and tackle this list. Are you better in the morning, midday, or evening? You choose. And tell yourself, I love this one, tell yourself you'll only work on a big, daunting task for 2 minutes. This lowers the activation energy or activation barrier, also known as procrastination, to start, often leading to longer engagement. Tell yourself you'll only work on a big, daunting task for 2 minutes. This, like as I said, then you commit, your brain is committing for 2 minutes, so you're not daunted, but then you ease into it in your own time and find that you're in the flow and you'll stay longer. Now find your sweet spot. Find what you're good at. What will someone pay you to do? Where they overlap is the sweet spot. Now my daughter thrives in a world of managing data. My brain asks, how is this even a real thing? I mean, data, boring, but it's great job security for her as no one else wants to do it. And next. Now, this is wonderful. Historical evidence of the benefits of ADHD or VAST. We've got Leonardo da Vinci, Albert Einstein, Mozart, Edison, Picasso, Lord Byron, John Lennon, Robin Williams, Oliver Cromwell, and I'm sure you could probably add to that list. These individuals often displayed traits like high energy, intense focus, creativity, impulsivity, and difficulty with routine, all common ADHD characteristics before ADHD was even labeled a thing. Now, what kind of music would we have without writers and composers who can hear the music before it's played? Artists who can see the painting before the first brushstroke. We live in a world full of problems now which ADHDers can solve, each with our own unique skill sets. Some theories suggest ADHD-like traits in ancestors could have been advantageous for survival in dynamic environments. And the Bible says we are God's masterpiece. A masterpiece is not mass-produced or created on an assembly line. It's not average. It's unique. It's original. It's custom-made, bespoke, one of a kind. So be youier. And next. So when my son was in 3rd grade, He frequently had to stand from recess and write lines saying, "I will not talk constantly." He wasn't disruptive, he just had a lot to say. In a classroom of 35 children, the teacher who adored him couldn't give my son the spotlight all day. At 8 years old, he tested college entrance level in reading and comprehension. He wasn't a bad child or stupid, he just didn't fit in. And he's had his own business now for over 30 years and employs others similar to him. And his wife thinks he's amazing. And he's 53 now. And when my daughter was in secondary school, she and 5 friends stormed into the headmaster's office to complain about the badly behaved children that prevented them from learning. Who was right and who was wrong? The kids who wanted to sit and learn or the ones who were bored? Different temperaments and personalities drove the teacher around the twist, and I could still remember that twitch she developed by the end of the school year. My daughter now has a career she loves, which would put me in a coma. With my daughter, I started seeing patterns earlier, not as problems to fix, but as traits to understand. We used to have tears at night with maths homework, but creative writing that she could do on her own, she won awards. She's 32 now and thriving. So when I look at my son, my daughter, and myself, I don't see a disorder passed down. I see a nervous system asking to be understood and a kind of intelligence the world desperately needs. So be youier.